today's video, we are going to break down the cost of starting a rabbit farm or a rabbit project like this.
Hello viewers, welcome back to our farm, and today I'll be taking you through the costs of starting the rabbit farm. You may not start with such a big shelter for the rabbits, or you may start up with something small or little up for you. And having known that you have the knowledge for keeping the rabbits, having identified the good place or the environment for establishment of your rabbit farm, there are certain things you must look at before starting the rabbit farm. And one, they always include the housing of the rabbit farm. And basically looking at this single unit of a rabbit, we have 2 rabbits inside, and there is a way that we sustain them. They can be given the feeds, these fast feeds. We also have the feeder, where we always put supplementary feeds for the rabbits. We have this nipple for the drinking water for the animals. And looking keen under the rabbit house shows that this is a ground raised unit where the rabbits are able to keep above, and their droppings always drop down for easy hygiene and sanitation. Then for you who needs to start up with something little such as this, you may use the bamboo sticks, because this kind of timber is a bit costly, and you can use bamboo sticks. Get some wire mesh and to fence around the bamboo sticks. You can also have some containers for your water, movable containers. When you aren't affording the price of the world drinking nipples, you can use movable containers for your animals to drink in water. Basically, the feeders may not also be necessary, because we always use them for the supplement or the feeds we give them.
So like, what's the right dimension?
Looking at the dimension of this single unit is 2 meters from here to this side to the other side, the other side to the other side. The height, the length and the width all share the same dimension of 2 meters each.
Then how much are the rabbits, like if I'm to buy from a breeder, the male or a female?
Looking at the breeds of rabbits, also prices differ. It is according to their production rate. Then looking at the New Zealand white breeder, it is somehow costly because it is common. Since it is good with the production unit, it is somehow costly. You may begin with something of around 50,000 Ugandan shillings. That's the cost of a single rabbit at its young stage. Then when it's developed to that stage, you may find it somehow costly at 120k for that single rabbit. And the breeds I usually recommend you to use for commercial purposes, we always have the New Zealand white, New Zealand black, the California, which is this way looking. It has some patches, call them spots, around the ears, the nose, the tail, even its toes. That's the California breed. And this one is termed as the New Zealand white, since the whole of it is white throughout. And having talked about the New Zealand white, also have the New Zealand black, which is the opposite of the New Zealand white. Looking at it, is very black in color. And those are the best recommended breeds of rabbit to use at your farm. You can have even the giant, though I haven't brought it up in place, but the giant is also a good breed of rabbit. After recommending some best breeds to use at the farm, I'll be taking you through the diseases that affect the various diseases that affect the rabbits on the farm. The first disease is always common, known as the coccidiosis, which brings down the animals with its habits, the feeding habits, its lifestyle of living. Since these rabbits are peaceful animals, it having that disease becomes restless in its cage, reducing the feeding habits, which is a loss in appetite, loss in weight, and taking you through another disease. We have talking about another disease in rabbits. We have the sniffles, which is at times caused by shortage of fluids in the body, and as the body tends to reduce on the fats in the animal, it will suffer from sniffles, leaving it to lose weight, loss in appetite. And the way with which we treat sniffles is always injecting the animals with the ivermectin, injecting the animals with the Vimaltina drug with a combination of tetracycline. And another disease that normally affects these rabbits is the ear canker. Ear canker is a very dangerous disease that can cause deafness to the animals, since it may have some blockings in its ear, and it is always causing blockage for the sense of hearing in rabbits. Having talked about some diseases and recommendation of some rabbit breeds, hereby I take you to another session, which is the gestation period for these rabbits. Talking about rabbits, their gestation period after successful mating with the male, it is always 1 month. It takes that period of 1 month to give birth to its bunnies. And looking at it, like after mating, you will see it change in size, change in weight, the feeding habits will also change, will be like the signs and symptoms of pregnancy in animals. And terming the gestation period of the rabbits, they always have that period of 1 month to give birth to the bunnies. And looking further to have good breeds for your rabbit, or to have good production rate of your rabbits, after that period of 1 month, them giving birth to the bunnies, we always give them that grace period of 49 days, depending on the number of bunnies it has. If it has 5 and above, you give it 45 and above days, that's 1 month and around 2 weeks for it to recover and regain its consciousness of the body, so as to give birth to more of the bunnies. When you don't give it that time for its recovery, know that productivity rate at your farm is going to decrease. Having termed the gestation period in rabbits, when you confirm that your rabbit is pregnant or it is expectant, we always provide these nesting boxes. These nesting boxes are always provided in the period of 2 weeks of pregnancy in the rabbits. The reason as to why we supply the nesting boxes is always to keep proper arrangement of the bunnies or proper organization of the farm, whereby the mother will get addicted to the box to pluck its fur during the period that it is going to give birth. Pluck the fur, put it around this nesting box. After applying it 2 weeks before, the mother will also get addicted to the box, pluck its fur as it is going to give birth. Then that's where it will place its bunnies. That's the best reason as to why we use these nesting boxes at the farm. and for proper collection of records at the farm, since the mother has properly given birth to its bunnies in an organized area, bringing up proper organization at the farm. Having talked about the gestation period in rabbits, let me take you through the feeding habits in rabbits too. We have a feeding routine for these rabbits. Like in the morning, we always feed them on the rabbit pellets, though they are done for today. And in the afternoon, we always feed them on hay, which is the dry grass, as I did show it out to you. And the reason as to why we always feed these rabbits on hay is to boost their feeding ability, since hay contains some nutrients of calcium. It is a good booster for the feeding habits of the rabbits, and hay also helps us to keep the teeth of the rabbit's farm, since it is having that hardy cuticle. As the rabbit is trying to break down the hay, you find its teeth being properly shaped and being strong. That's the most important reason as to why we feed these rabbits on hay. So looking at their teeth being fed on with the hay, they grow stronger and very sharp. That's the most important use of hay here at the farm. Having fed your rabbits on the hay, for those purposes, we also change a routine with which we feed our rabbits on. We also have the evening shift, where we give these rabbits wheat, and we feed them on different wheat, dodo, blackjack. The alpha grass is a great combination of wheat that we feed our animals on, so as to expand their provision of nutrients in the body for proper production of the meat and the bunnies at the farm. Having fed your rabbits this way, know that there are some residues or leftovers that will be around the farm. Then, fighting against the improper hygiene or sanitation of the rabbits, as you look at this housing structure of the rabbits, I say we always have that space in between the rabbits and having it wire meshed down, so as we can have that proper disposal of the rabbit droppings and the rabbit urine. There is no any other best way of keeping hygiene and sanitation in your rabbit shelter other than constructing that future or that structure for your rabbit above, and having left some space for the production of the rabbit wastes. And this is the proper collection. Like having set your cage this way, we always leave some space. It should be a hold space down here with a wire mesh. Think you can have a look at what it is under. That's how it looks like for the proper disposal of the rabbit wastes, and being collected onto this sheet, then down to this trench, with which easens up the collection to a specified place. That's the best way of keeping proper hygiene and sanitation in your rabbit shelter.